When I tell people who don't kite surf that I'm a kite surfer, I always get two reactions. First and foremost, hey, is that the one where you hold the sail? Nope, it's the one where you hold the kite. And then the second reaction I always get is, oh, that one's super dangerous. So today's video is about answering that question. Is kite surfing dangerous? Stick around to the end of the video, and I'll also talk through my biggest injuries and why I got those injuries. Cool, so let's give a quick answer. The quick answer is no. How do I know? I looked at the research. This research paper looked at thousands of kite surfing injuries and basically compared kite surfing to a similar risk profile as playing basketball, playing soccer, playing football. So similar to playing a team sport, nowhere near the realm of danger for something like base jumping. So why does kite surfing have such a dangerous reputation? I think it really comes down to two things about early equipment. First, early kite surfers were flying sea kites. Sea kites had a lot of power and did not depower. They didn't allow you to just turn the power off. And the safety release systems back then just weren't that effective. So going through the safety release systems that we have today, we have three. First, the bar. You can push the bar out and the bar reduces the pull that the kite is generating. And the designs of these new kites allow for quite a bit of depower at the bar, which really increases your safety and control over the power of that kite. After that, you've got the quick release. So it's just a little clasp right at your waist. You can pull that and release the kite from yourself. And it will basically change the shape of the kite so that it creates no power and it'll fall out of the sky and just rest in the water. Last, you have the third kind of full release. You can just completely disconnect yourself from the kite and the lines. And these three mechanisms have made kite surfing a lot safer for everybody. Now, ultimately, the most important thing about kite surfing that's going to keep you from getting injured, it's really about the knowledge, and it's all about understanding where the risks are and how to manage them. So we talked a little bit about the risks of the kite and the line. The kite can pull really hard. Those lines can wrap around you. And so as you're learning to fly that kite, you're starting to learn how to keep that kite in the sky, how to keep that kite away from you, or if the kite falls out of the sky and you're in the water, how to stay away from the lines. Next, the biggest risk that I've seen in kite surfing and the place where the most people get injured is on land. They're not thinking about the power that the kite could have. They're not thinking about what happens if a freak gust comes out of nowhere and hits you. They're not thinking about the obstacles around themselves. So this one is just minimize the time that you spend on land, get into the water, get away from obstacles, be super careful if there are buildings, light poles, construction, boats, anything hard or anything that could catch your lines or catch your kite or hurt you if you fell into it, be very careful on land. Next risk is really the water. You are, after all, doing a water sport. You need to be comfortable swimming, you need to be comfortable in the water, and you need to be comfortable understanding what happens in currents, what happens in waves. As you grow your experience as a kiter, you start to pick up the knowledge about how to manage and handle each of these additional risks. Then the big one, weather. Outside of the water, it's the weather that you can't control, and so remembering to look at forecasts, remembering to look if a storm might blow in later that day. Remembering when you're riding to kind of look over your shoulder and look around you and be aware of changing weather patterns, noticing if other kiters go in. Each of these things become part of your instincts. You start to do them more consistently, and each of these help you reduce your risk. All right, so now the embarrassing part. What are the injuries that I've had from kite surfing? The number one area where I've had problems and kite mares and accidents is from self-launching and self-landing. So if you want to avoid this risk, just always have someone launch and land you. The big one for me is I had a self-launching accident. A huge gust hit the kite, and so the kite started to fall, and then it got hit by a powerful gust and lifted up off the sky while I was about to connect into the harness. And it just ripped me off a retaining wall, actually tore a post out of the ground, threw me about 3 or 4 feet into a prickly patch of bushes. I had a little bit of a bruise on my thigh, no major injury, but I really felt stupid. And it was definitely a stupid thing that I should not have been doing. The next second most common injury is just while I'm riding, getting too close to land, having too much power in the kite, and just getting dragged into the land or hitting the land. Yet again, stay far away from land and you'll solve this one. In terms of frequency and annoyance, the biggest injuries that I've had have been cutting my feet. I've gone barefoot, I cut my feet on shells, I cut my feet on rocks, I cut my feet on barnacles. They take a while to heal, they can get infected. I've also cut my feet and I've cut my ankles on hydrofoils. So that presents an area of injury as well. Last but not least, I've had a sore knee, and that sore knee has come from tendonitis from too much kite surfing. So as you can tell, I have managed my risks. I'm always safety conscious. I'm wearing a helmet as frequently as I can. I'm wearing an impact vest. I'm getting into the water as fast as possible. I'm always looking for changing weather patterns. And as a result, the injuries that I've had are all fairly manageable and something that I'm okay living with. So hopefully that answers the question, is kite surfing dangerous? If you liked it or if you thought it was useful, give me a thumbs up. If I missed any major call outs, throw them in the comments down below. And thanks for watching.